This pattern is for a child of 10. So I'm going to be labeling it. This is the back pattern, my hip, my waist, and here I have my facing, but I didn't use the facing. Eventually I changed the whole design at the end of the day. So this is the front pattern. Okay, so right now I am going to come down from the side back waist point by 0.5 cm. This is not compulsory, this is not compulsory, but for me, I noticed that the girl I'm making this for has a big tummy, so eventually our front waist length is about 15 inches while the back waist length is 13.5. So, and by doing this, coming down from the center front waistline by 1 cm and the side front waistline and the side back waistline by 0.5 cm. Eventually, after I measured it, I have exactly 15 inches on the center front, so, and I have 13.5 on the back. So, and this is the reason I did that, but I just want to say it's optional, let me put it that way. Okay, so I'm redrawing the line to have my true waistline. I got this idea from Natalie Bray's method of pattern drafting. Okay, so that's why I said it's not compulsory, it's optional. So on my hip line, I am going up by 1 inch and redrawing the line 1 inch above the hip line. So I'm cutting it as shown right now. Okay, so please ensure you label your patterns to avoid confusion. Here I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch seam allowance. This is my fabric, this is the back pattern, and I folded my fabric and placed the pattern on it and cut it out, as you can see. Okay, so please add your seam allowance, very important. Okay, so this is the front piece, the down part, and these lines are, I'm drawing these lines indicating it on the front, the right side of this fabric piece. So I'm going to be attaching some circles, okay, and using the lines I drew on it as guidelines for me. Okay, so right now to cut my flare, so eventually I decided to add flare to the neck, okay, instead of a facing. So, and of course for your flare you need both front and back neckline measurements, and that is what I'm using. And after measuring my front and back measurement, I multiplied it by 2 and divided by 6.28. Okay, so here to have my circles, you can just pick anything you have at home and just cut it this way. And here I have my circle pieces right now. So, and here I'm just trying to use this method to reduce, just to use this method to, seal up the edges of the fabric pieces, you can see. So I'm not using overlocking machine or whatever. So using this, it's not going to frill anymore. So I've sealed it already. Can you see what I'm doing? You need fire to be able to do this. So next is to hem my flare, and which is what I'm doing right now. So, and I'm joining the fabric pieces, the upper part of the back to the down part of the back pieces, and the front as well. So I'm joining the two up, the top part and the down part together. And here I am attaching my zipper. Okay, so this is a very simple method, and here is my zipper, well attached, neatly attached. So next is,
right now I am trying to arrange my fabric circles. You can arrange this as you desire. It doesn't have to follow a particular direction. So I arranged it the way I liked. So do yours in, and just be creative with it. Okay, so and this is how I am arranging and at the same time stitching. So I later stopped stitching this way and just pinned the rest, and after pinning I started stitching this way. So I decided not to make it get to the hemline at first, but later I covered it up with some fabric circles. All right, you can see I am covering it up and I am done, and this is the outcome. This is the back. Okay, so this is what I have. So the next thing for me is to join the shoulders. So the shoulders have been joined neatly, and next is to attach the flare. You can see when I cut the flare, I cut just one round one, and because I need to attach from the center back, so I have to create an opening here. So, and after cutting it as shown, I finished the two sides neatly just by folding in and stitching. So, and I am done stitching the two sides. You can see how neat they have the two sides right now. So now I'm going to start pleating, because I actually used, I think, double of the neckline measurement so that I could have some pleat. You can see it. So just attach as shown, place the right side of the flare on the wrong side of the main bodies, and here I am joining. So, and as I'm joining, I am removing the pins. So you can just gather it if you don't want to pleat. You can just do it anyhow you want. For me, I feel I didn't even pleat it well. I would have just gathered it. You can imagine. But anyhow, so top stitch, and the top stitching is not going to be on the flare, because the flare is actually going to be turned to the right side, of the main body. So you have to top stitch on the main bodies, So, and this is what I'm doing right now. So here I have overlocked the armhole. Initially I wanted to attach a sleeve, but I later changed my mind, so I overlocked it, the armhole. You can see how it looks, and I will be just folding it in. The flare is for a child actually, so it doesn't really have to, it doesn't really have to go with sleeve. Yeah. So now this is the two sides, and you need to also make sure every checkpoint aligns together, the waist, the hip, and all of that. So here I am done stitching the two sides, and I want to just fold the armhole in and stitch round. You can use a bias tape if you want, so just finish it anyhow you want. neatly. So this is what I did. Ta-da! So this is the outcome. Can you see how lovely it's looking? Back and front. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.